We're the Fair Guardians, and my name is ACB the Man, and I was going to bring you a parody list video today. I've seen a lot of list videos lately, especially with Pokemon, where they really don't have anything to cover except the new trailers for the new games, and I just thought it was funny. I was going to make a parody list video, but hey, if we're going to make a list video, I might as well give you a list video. Can't you tell I have all the ideas? Anyways, I'm going to tell you about the top 10 favorite weapons of mine, so ACB the Man's favorite weapons of Destiny 1. Now, most of them are going to be from the end of Dark Below, House of Wolves on, because that's really when I started focusing on the game and playing it like a pseudo MMO and not just a regular game to play. Also, if there are a couple of ones from Vanilla, I didn't really play with them in Vanilla, and I don't really remember a lot of the things, a lot of the guns and items I used in the past, so these are what I remember being my top 10 favorite from Destiny 1. So now that the obligatory intro minute has gone by, let's get this started. So first off, we have Stolen Pride from the Challenge of the Elders packages from Varix. You had to do Challenge of Elders, you had to do his packages, you had to specifically get them from him, so it took a while to get this. It is a fast rate of fire, low impact hand cannon, but it had hidden hand. It worked very well. It was one of the first guns I had that had chroma on it. It was awesome, and I actually still have this hand cannon. I don't use it very often, but I still have it. It's very, very good in PvE of all things. You go back into the Challenge of Elders and have some fun with it. Number 2, we have the Soulstealers Claw. So the Soulstealers is the fast rate of fire auto rifle, and I actually had one with rangefinder when they changed range to affect accuracy and aim assist, and I could not get a Doctrine of Passing, which was the year 2 Trials of Osiris gun. I just couldn't get a team that get up to enough wins to get the weapon. I could not go flawless to get it, and so I did not have that persistence Doctor of Passing that would just kill everything so quickly. So I had another fast rate of fire auto rifle when that was pretty much the only auto rifle you could use. And Soulstealers was it. It was another one you had to get from Varix rank up packages, so it was hard to get. But I got like 3 or 4 of them, and I got one that had rangefinder. It was an awesome gun. So this is the number 2 spot. Next, we have the Black Spindle. I was not lucky enough in year 1 to get a black hammer. I ran Crota all the time. I had like 50 or so clears, but I did not get the black hammer. So when they said Black Spindle was out in year 2 and you had to do a special different kind of mission ending and had to do a certain thing to get it, I jumped all over it. I jumped on it, I got it, and it was an exotic weapon that every time you got a precision hit with the entire magazine, which was 3, it reloaded instantly from the reserve. So you could have 18 shots in a row without reloading this sniper rifle. And as much as I hate to admit it, King's Fall is my favorite raid just because I spent the most time with it, because we had an entire year of it. King's Fall is my favorite raid. And this helped me get through many a King's Fall encounter quickly and efficiently. And so this was one of my favorite snipers. It's not my absolute favorite sniper, but one of them. So next up, the next sniper, my favorite sniper on here, is her Benevolence. Now, I went back and forth between her Benevolence and 5001 yard, whatever that is. So I decided to go with her Benevolence because it was in that rerollable period, and that was when I really started focusing on perks and what people were saying were good perks. So I was able to reroll the her Benevolence to a very, very good sniper rifle. I did not get the luck in the chamber because I think her Benevolence could roll luck in the chamber, but it was with the reroll. It's awesome. I do like the LDR 5001. I have one right now that I use all the time as my sniper, but her Benevolence just ekes that one out, and so her Benevolence is on the list, and LDR 5001 is not. Next up, we have the Satyrian Rapier. It's probably called Satyrine Rapier. I don't know. It's a scout rifle that honestly, it was good back in House of Wolves, but sucks now. It only has 13 rounds in the magazine. But anyways, I'm pretty sure I had an awful roll on it, and I don't know if it was re-rollable or not, but it just worked very well for PvE. It was a scout rifle. I got it from the Crucible vendor, but I used it for PvE. It was just awesome. It was very fun. I used it a ton during House of Wolves in PvE. E, and it was just a very fun gun because I didn't know how to say it, and not a lot of my friends had it, so that's why I definitely liked it. Next up, we have Dragon's Breath. Now, when they first introduced Dragon's Breath, its perk essentially gave you a solar grenade wherever that rocket hit, which wasn't bad, but only having one round in the magazine and not solar grenades not really being the best, it just wasn't worth it. Now, the Dragon's Breath that I have as my number 6 favorite, as after the update where they turned it into napalm, when you can hold the trigger, let go, drop a napalm canister, and just turn the world on fire, because you could set the world on fire, shoot another one, set more of the world on fire, and then a third one before the first one even ran out. So it's just a lot of damage and a lot of fire on the ground. Now, it's technically not the best one. What's really fun is to go into PvP with that, get some heavy ammo, just drop it in the middle of somewhere, and people just will not go in that area. Yeah, it won't get any kills, but it's very, very cool. So, number 7 is the No Time to Explain. This is the pulse rifle that is the exotic version of the Stranger's rifle you get at the end of the Vanilla Destiny story. Now, No Time to Explain is kind of making fun of the line where the Stranger says she has no time to explain why she has no time to explain, which, with people saying, with Luke Smith and them saying that her story's done, that's really, really dumb to me. Anyways, No Time to Explain's perk was if you got precision shots, those bullets would go back into your magazine free of charge, not pulling them from your reserves or anything. So essentially, if you had a slow enough moving boss in a big enough precision area, you could just sit there and have infinite ammo shooting that boss. Now, because it was a primary, yes, it didn't do that much damage, so it wasn't worth anything in the raids, but it was just so much fun to have. I used it for like 6 months and everything except the raid. PvP, PvE was just nice to have the ammo come back. Now, it did have a problem with the muzzle flash that everyone complained about, and they never really fixed it, but it's just one of my favorite guns because I used it for like 6 months. Also, the quest was so awesome to get it. You had to like pick up dead ghosts in a specific mission, which took you to a special teleport area in the Vault of Glass. You technically saved the Vex from the Taken, so you saved the Vex to then go forward in time and kill the Vex later, or kill their god in the Vault of Glass. So it's very ironic, and it was just very cool. And I soloed it because they said it's very hard to do solo because you cannot die in this whole thing, and you cannot wipe, excuse me. And dying solo means you wipe. So groups would go in and groups would get it done in like maybe 15, 20 minutes. It took me 45 minutes to do this first mission, but I soloed it, and that's pretty much why, because I had this connection of soloing something that was supposed to be a group activity. Then you had to go back and do the Vault of Glass. When the Vault of Glass did not matter, you were getting older weapons that sucked, and so it was just fun to go back and do the Vault of Glass to get this gun. Number 8, we have Two to the Morgue. Now, the reason this was my favorite, because this was during the House of Wolves when shotguns could kill you from almost fusion rifle range. This was not Felwinter's Lie, which had the best range of any shotgun, but I had a roll that had shot package when it still was a perk, and rangefinder, and aggressive, and something else that made its range. So it was in line, in contention with those shotguns that were the best, Felwinter's, other things like that. And so it was my favorite shotgun. Also, it had 6 rounds in the magazine, long range shotgun, 6 rounds in the magazine. It was ridiculous, and I used it all through House of Wolves. Now, I'm going to talk about Thorn in just a second, but I was a Thorn shotgunner in House of Wolves through and through, and it was awesome. So, number 9, the Soros regime. I like auto rifles. I like auto rifles because you just pull the trigger and you kill things. Now, in year 2, in the Taken King, you pretty much had to have the Doctrine of Passing to even consider using an auto rifle. But when Iron Banner came around, the Soros regime was king. It hit like a truck, was able to hit harder like a truck, and because light level mattered and damage actually was affected by your light level, the perk that allowed you to get focus fire, did more damage, and so it was actually usable, even though most autos were the worst thing ever besides maybe Soulstealers and the Doctrine of Passing. And so Soros is my favorite auto rifle just because it's so usable and always been usable, even after they nerfed it at the beginning of year 1, which I really didn't pay attention to Destiny that much, then it's still one of my favorite guns of all time. Now, number 10. My very favorite gun in all of Destiny is the Thorn. Now you're going to say, oh man, you just said you were a Thorn shotgunner and that's why you use it. No. I love the Thorn because it was my very first exotic weapon to get. When you had to turn in bounties to randomly get the exotic quest, and I just happened to get one. I know the exotic quests existed, and I just happened to get the 3 pop up, and I just randomly chose the exotic quest and got Thorn during the middle of the Dark Below. Now, when Thorn first came out, it sucked, and I agreed, it definitely sucked, but I was trying to use it in PvE, because I was, oh, that's cool, it does some damage over time, it's a very cool effect, and I used it, and it didn't work out very well, but because it was my first exotic, I put it in the vault and kept it. Then, House of Wolf coming around, and from like May of that first year all the way until the Taken King came out, Thorn was like the best weapon to have. You could hit people in the head with 2 headshots, and the burn effect would kill them. And so when I heard that, I pulled it back out, and it was very usable. And so people were saying they were getting mad at the meta, but I had the best primary. I had one of the best shotguns, and so I had a lot of fun. I will be the first to admit that I used the Thorn shotgun meta during House of Wolves, but it was just one of my favorite weapons to use because of that, and it was my first exotic. And so, you got to use what's best, and it was the best. And so that's why Thorn is my favorite weapon. Now they have 2 skins for Thorn. It makes it look even better. Also, like I said, I have the Stolen Pride in here, which is a fast rate of fire, low impact. Hand Cannon Thorn is technically a fast rate of fire, low impact hand cannon. And it's still usable now. It takes about 4 shots to kill somebody in order for that burn effect to kill them now. But it's still a usable gun, and it's still very fun to pull out every once in a while. And now it's definitely better in PvE than it first was. And so that's why Thorn has my top spot. So hopefully this has been an entertaining video for you to listen to me ramble on about my favorite weapons for like 13 minutes. But if not, I'm sorry. But it's just one of my favorite topics, and I was going to make a parody video, but hey, if I'm going to make a list video, I can make fun of list videos, but I'm going to do my best. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and share. Any pizza can be Personal Pan Pizza if you try hard enough. Click on that pizza to subscribe, and click on the other videos to watch some of our other fantastic content.